Good Monday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com. Meteorologist Robert Smith. Columbus Day, Indigenous Day, if you're celebrating one or the other these days. I got a sinus headache. Yeah, I've had this for like a couple of days now. Must be the weather, right? And we're speaking about the weather, is that right? Yeah, that's right. This is the video forecast discussion for this Monday, Columbus in the Indigenous Day, Columbus Day, the 11th of October, 2021. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. We have the storm system off the Carolina coast. It's heading out to sea. Got this upper level low here over the upper Midwest, getting ready to head into Canada. This is likely a hurricane at this point, and it's moving into Mexico. We'll get into that in just a moment. Rest of the tropics look kind of quiet. We'll check in right now. Not much going on in the Atlantic right now. We do have another area of showers and thunderstorms with a tropical wave over eastern Caribbean Sea here. It has decreased since yesterday, and it is not expected to support development of the system in the next day or two. However, some gradual development is possible beginning on Wednesday when the system nears the southeastern Bahamas. Regardless of the development, locally heavy rain possible over portions of the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola during the next couple of days. Formation chance about 20%. This disturbance here is another tropical wave located about 350 miles east-southeast of the Windward Islands, producing an area of showers and some thunderstorms. Some slow development is possible during the next day or two, with the system moving to the west-northwest at about 15 miles an hour towards the Lesser Antilles. Strong upper-level winds are expected to limit further development on Tuesday, but regardless, the system could produce locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds across portions of central and northern Lesser Antilles on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, and across the Virgin Islands and Leeward Islands on Wednesday, about 20% chance. In the eastern Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Pamela. Sustained winds about 50 miles an hour now. Central pressure 102, 1002 millibars, located about 16.2 north, 107.6 west. Movement to the west-northwest at about 12 miles per hour. Let's see, we hone in on this just a little bit. And it looks like it's going to make a landfall as a hurricane here. Forecast to be a major hurricane when it reaches the coast of west central mainland Mexico on Wednesday. It could bring life-threatening storm surge dangerous winds to portions of that area. Residents in the area obviously monitoring the progress of the system and have their hurricane plan in place. Pamela expected to pass near or south of the southern tip of Baja California's peninsula as a hurricane Tuesday night. Early Wednesday could bring strong winds. Extreme southern portions of the peninsula. Watches could be required for portions of this area later. Heavy rains expected to move over the Mexican states of Sinaloa and western Durango along the southern portions of Baja California Sur Tuesday and Wednesday. This will pose a threat for significant and life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides. Quickly taking a look at your allergies, like I have them like a big sinus headache over the last couple of days. Today it's on the low side, but it's still ragweed that's out there. Whatever is out there is definitely doing a number on me. And it's forecasted to be in a low to medium range throughout the week. National COVID map from FluStar this morning. The areas here in the Virginias, Ohio, Kentucky, these areas here are not too good. This doesn't look good in the west either. New Jersey is looking better overall over the last several days, but there's still quite a lot. I mean, I don't even know how they calculate all of this. If you go into the cold and flu is prevalent here across these darker blues here, including the northeastern United States. A lot of people are coughing, obviously. Some people have strep. Many people have fever. Again, nothing in flu. How can everything be COVID and not flu related? It's just, I don't know, it sounds ridiculous to me. Anyway, these are the best spots to be in if you don't want COVID. South Dakota, Nebraska. The worst states today, Montana, Idaho, Utah. Yeah. But to tell you the truth, it doesn't look too good here either. Warm spots here in New Jersey, if you call it warm, 67 Oceanport, Atlantic City Marina, Seabright, Seagirt, and Seaside Heights at 66. Cool spots, Vernon 55, 58, High Point, Wantage at 59, 62 in Hackettstown. Nothing on the radar. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s to low and mid 60s. Minimum temperatures with the cloud cover this morning, probably not that low. In the upper 50s to low 60s around the region. Let's see. Let's take a look at the visible satellite. This isn't going to look too good either. Lots of clouds over the area. Yep. From windy.com, here's our upper level low getting into Thunder Bay and into Canada here. Associated with this frontal boundary here, a lot of lightning strikes with this. Thunderstorms here. And of course, offshore near the Bahamas, we're monitoring that area of low pressure. The other thing I wanted to look at on the satellite imagery is Pamela. It's going to show up now, hopefully. Yeah, there's Pamela right now. And this is a rather impressive storm system here. This is snow out here, believe it or not. We've got snow warnings, winter storm warnings, storm watches out for this area in the northwestern United States, the Colorado Rockies, actually. And checking in with the National Weather Service here in Mount Holly, Philadelphia, we have coastal gale warnings, small craft advisories in effect here for various areas of our open waters here over Long Island Sound and from central and southern New Jersey south through the Delmarva here. We do have coastal flood warnings here again. I think this best explains it. So we had a new moon. So another round of tidal flooding today, minor to moderate flooding around the times of high tide along the coast in Delaware Bay, minor flooding on the tidal Delaware River, and there may be some flooding on the upper eastern shore of Chesapeake Bay during tonight. This be a busy map here in the western United States. All kinds of stuff going on, all kinds, and most of it, thankfully, is not here. We have high tides here from a new moon and flooding along bays and, bays and low coastal flood zone regions here in New Jersey and Delaware here, but this is a winter storm here on the west coast. Interior Rockies, actually. Let's pull this up. Winter storm warning until 11 p.m. tomorrow, Mountain Standard Time. Cody Foothills, southwestern Bighorn Basin. Snow accumulations of 6 to 12 inches, winds gusting to 35 miles per hour. Outside of this, we have lake wind advisories and winter weather advisories, again, until this evening to noon on Tuesday. So lots of snow falling in these areas. In fact, let's just see. If we can pull this up here. Hold on one second. Yeah, let's see if we can pull this up. Hold on. Yeah, this is quite dynamic across the Central Plains, obviously, with this frontal system upper level low cut off here, and of course this new storm system producing snow in these areas. And severe weather storm browser showing the thunderstorms here over and south of Des Moines here into Illinois. These are all lightning strikes here coming in with the shower and thunderstorm activity that's ongoing here. We've already had reports of thunderstorm wind damage and moderate to heavy rain. 3.18 inches in Allen in Kansas this morning. So these are very heavy rainfall amounts. And we also have that snow that we talked about here in Idaho and Nevada, getting into Salt Lake. And of course, Montana here, 7.5 inches already. And it's cold air mass here. Gallatin, Montana, 7 inches of snow. Jefferson, also Montana, showing in on the snowfall totals that are coming in, and this is just going to increase throughout the day through tomorrow. Meanwhile, this dynamic storm system here over the Central Plains is going to be heading up into Canada, and there's quite a lot of blocking here over the eastern United States. So much going on, right? This here is the latest on Tropical Storm Pamela, and I think we can hone in on this right now. Let's do the, lot of overcast conditions. This storm is definitely in a strengthening format at this point on satellite imagery. You can see that. And it's going to be very interesting because it's going to enter the mainland of Mexico just south of Baja California as a hurricane, and then it's forecasted to make its remnants here in through Texas, into the upper Midwest, into the Great Lakes area. Oh yeah, there's going to be a problem here. There could be severe weather outbreaks with this coming this week. I want to take a look at the European model guidance here over the next 10 days. This looks very interesting to me. A couple of things of note here. The severe weather across the Central Plains into the upper Midwest here. The snow over the Rockies, that looks very interesting to me as that drops down. And then another storm system getting ready to barrel into the west coast here. But this storm will include, and it's going to be very heavy rain on the east side of this, very heavy snow on the west side of this. And here is Pamela right here, which will be a hurricane when it reaches the coast of Mexico. Okay. And that's going to fuse its energy also into the central and southern plains, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas. The upper level low will be occluding at that point, but there's still a frontal system with the remnants of Pamela here. That looks very interesting to me. And again, pockets of snow. Here comes a new storm system into the west coast, and this is all very interesting because this occluded front here and frontal boundary, even though it's lifting its energy into Canada, is going to cause another frontal system to develop, and that will race through next weekend into the East Coast. And this could be a cooler, much cooler air mass coming in once this comes through next Sunday and Monday here. And we continue to watch the tropics in the Atlantic at the same time. But what I'm basically seeing here is a strong pull of the polar jet getting organized, high pressure off the New England coast, onshore flow. Here comes moisture again on the southeast side of this with the ridge access off of the northern mid-Atlantic and Canada, and more polar disturbances coming in. So this looks interesting to me. This is probably much more interesting to me. Look at the 850 millibar temperatures here. All that cold air into the western United States, and all the warm air forecasted this week over the eastern United States. But that's going to change because as we get into next week, polar air masses are going to follow with much cooler conditions. So if you're looking for very warm temperatures, that would be late this week here in the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia, I-95 corridor. Outside of that, you'd have to go back into Mexico and the desert Southwest when the pattern begins to flip again. So over the next 7 days, I decided to look at the national forecast for daily high temperatures, and it's very cold here over the Intermountain West here, the upper Midwest, very warm across the central and eastern United States. That trend actually continues, okay? It does. A very warm weather coming to the eastern United States on Thursday and Friday. I'll have to take a look at the records here. I don't know if we're going to get into any records here, but the pattern seems to qualify for some records. So let's take a look at this. Record highs. Let's take a look at this. Record low minimums across the West. We want to take a look at record highs here. And yeah, it's going to get quite warm in spots here over the eastern United States, the southeast as well. Nothing here in the northern mid-Atlantic that is records. I think we want to go back into New Jersey here. Hold on. So here we are above normal again in the lower 70s. We should be in the 60s by this time of the year right now in New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, I-95 corridor. And it's going to get warm this week into the upper 70s, even 80 degrees or so over the interior as we head into Friday with that ridge access here in place and the trough over the western United States. But that's going to change. It will. A very strong cold front is going to come through here on Saturday night and Sunday morning, and that's going to change our temperatures from the 70s and even 80 degrees back down into the 60s. And yes, it is going to happen. Looking at the latest NAM guidance here coming in from this morning, outside of basically some drizzle clouds around the region, we're not looking for anything spectacular to happen here in the New Jersey area. Hold on. That's it for now. I'll be back later this afternoon. For Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith.